Hi everybody. Okay, so today's oily education, I am focusing on clove oil. So clove oil, this is a time of year when we start to talk about, well, in the southern hemisphere anyway, we start to talk about mold that's happening in our houses because winter has come, windows are closed more often, especially if you're living in humid spots of the country like I am, where there's not as much airflow happening through your house, then mold tends to pop up a lot more often. And that's exactly the reason that I grabbed clove the end of last year in preparation for sorting out some mold that we had going on in our house. We just moved into our new house in November, and I could already tell that the bathroom was going to end up being quite moldy, so I thought I'd get on top of it before it actually started. So that's why I grabbed it. But let's talk about what other things it's really good for, including the mold, and how I use it for that as well. So clove smells, if you haven't, most of us have smelled clove before, but I actually really enjoy the smell. I haven't always enjoyed the smell of it, but I've had some customers tell me that it reminds them of dentist experiences. If you've been to the dentist a long time ago, it was used in dentistry for its numbing and warming effects, as well as its cleansing effects as well. It's really good for mouth hygiene. Yeah, it's earthy, spicy, warming, and it even says on the doTERRA website it's got kind of like a leather undertone. I quite like it. I like it in the diffuser. Yeah, this little bottle is super versatile, and since I got it for one reason, and since then I have used it for a lot more other reasons. So start off with, it's quite high in antioxidants. So taken internally, you can add that into a veggie capsule because it's quite a strong taste. So just pop a couple drops in a veggie capsule and then swallow it with a glass of water. Can help boost your antioxidant production that's happening in your body, which can in turn support cardiovascular health and then your immune health as well. Personally, I've been using clove for its antibacterial properties, so obviously with the mold, but in my every day I do oil pulling. So that's where I take a teaspoon to a tablespoon, like a big teaspoon of coconut oil. I put it in my mouth and I swish it around my mouth for anywhere between 5 and 20 minutes, depends on what's going on and if the kids need me. So I pop it in my mouth, and then I'll go and maybe have a shower or make breakfast or do laundry or just kind of stay busy while I'm swishing that around in my mouth. And oil pulling by itself is wonderfully detoxing for the body. It pulls out a lot of the bad bacteria that can get stuck between your teeth and on your tongue and things that we don't really get to all the time with regular brushing and even flossing. So I do that every morning. I did have a bit of my wisdom teeth. This side is up, this side is not. There's not enough room for them, and they do get a bit sore every now and again. So whenever this side started to get a little bit irritated because they're a bit crushed up in there, I started to add a couple of drops to clove to my tablespoon of coconut oil and swishing it around my mouth just to give it even more of a cleansing property. And I've actually really enjoyed it, and my mouth feels even cleaner after doing it. So you spit the oil out after you've swished it around. Make sure you spit it in the bin and not down your sink, because it will coat the pipes of your sink over time, and you don't want to block your pipes with coconut oil. Spit it into the bin and then just brush your teeth like regular. It can have a whitening effect on your teeth as well. It's a pretty easy thing to add into your routine once you get into the way of it. But yeah, a couple drops of clove just onto the spoon, and then just pop that in my mouth, and you can taste clove, but it's not very strong. That's how I like to use it every day. As I said, I got it to help me with mold, so I used it with that. First of all, with my cleaning, I did a really big clean in my bathroom with some bicarb and about 20 drops of clove into a jar of bicarbonated soda, and then did a good scrub over my entire shower and any areas that were kind of getting that start of mold going on, scrubbed it all clean, and then now I just have a spray bottle that I fill kind of half and half with white vinegar and water. and then I put about 20 to 30 drops of clove into that spray bottle, and that's my shower spray bottle. So after I've done a regular clean, I don't even have to do a deep clean, just a regular clean in the shower, I'll spray that vinegar and clove mixture over the shower. And you could even do that every day if you can be bothered. I kind of do it maybe 2-3 times a week. Just spray it in the shower and leave it, and just make sure that those mold spores don't come back. So clove is really good for actually killing the spores, which is the difference between buying your commercial products that say they kill mold. I'm going to be honest with you, they actually don't. They will kill some of it, but not all of it. But mostly what they're doing is bleaching the color of the mold that you see. So when you see the mold in your grouting, they bleach it to make it like a whiter color, so it looks like it's gone, but you'll see that it will come back after 2 or 3 months. And that's just because it just got bleached, and it's still growing underneath there. With the clove, and when you're cleaning that way, you might not get rid of what you can see, as in it has probably dyed, the grout between your tiles has maybe got stained by the mold, but you're killing the mold spores, so it won't continue to grow, which is what's really important whenever it comes to mold. You can also use it on you dilute it down with some On Guard cleaner concentrate and just add some extra clove. There's already clove in your On Guard mix, but just add some extra in there just to give it some of a stronger mold killing properties. Dilute that down with some water as well, and use it to clean fabrics like on strollers that have been left in your shed, or things like that tend to get a little bit moldy over time. So I originally bought it for that reason. It's also a really good expectorant. So an expectorant means that it's great for moving mucus, a mucus buildup that we would usually feel, like in your throat or your chest if you're not feeling too great. If you've got a cold or a cough happening, then you can feel that heaviness, that mucus, or like a wet cough, even a dry cough. You can diffuse clove, and it can help you to move that mucus. Disgusting talking about mucus, but that's what it's really good for. So if you've got any of that going on, or you tend to suffer with seasonal issues where you would tend to get a little bit chesty, then having clove in your diffuser could be a really good thing. Also for massage, so dilute it down. It's naturally a very warming spice. So it's distilled from the clove bud, as which are like those little bud things that we like to stick into oranges and stuff. You've probably seen them. It's a very warming spice on the skin topically. So it's beautiful for massage, but that could help with your chest as well if you're trying to move mucus. Dilute it down with a carrier oil, whatever, or a moisturizing cream if you're using that, and add your clove in there, and that would really help. From the warming side of things, it would really help with any muscle soreness or anything as well. You can obviously use it in your cooking. For rices, or even sweet treats like gingerbread, mulled wines. There's lots of recipes that you can use your clove in. The chemical component, if people are interested in that, is eugenol. So eugenol is what we get when we steam it from the clove bud. If you steam clove, steam the leaves or the stems, then you don't get eugenol from it. And eugenol is, and I hope I'm saying that right, eugenol is the warming portion of the clove, which is what we want to have whenever we use the essential oil. doTERRA's clove is also sourced from Madagascar, so that's pretty cool that it comes from there. Things that it blends really well with they're quite obvious. They're obvious to me anyway. It's like those Christmassy smells. So it blends really beautifully in the diffuser with wild orange or cinnamon or ginger, even frankincense. It can also blend, which I didn't know very well, with Roman chamomile, which I'm going to try out this afternoon because I really love my Roman chamomile, and add some clove into it. And then we'll go on to from my book, the emotional properties. Clove is the oil of boundaries. So it supports individuals in letting go of a victim mentality. So if you're feeling like stuff is all your fault and you're being influenced by other people or other circumstances outside of your control, then clove is a really good one to add into your daily routine to help you emotionally that way. It assists individuals in letting go of patterns of self-betrayal, codependency by reconnecting them with their personal integrity. So if you're struggling to hold up to your own morals and your own values, then clove could be a great oil to introduce into your daily routine if you're interested in the emotional side of things. Positive properties, makes you feel empowered, gives you clear boundaries, protected, courageous, independent. So those are really cool things to know about clove. So yeah, that's all about clove. Hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'll be back with some more oily education real soon.